Howdy all. I've been wanting to do a video for 2024, and although I have done many videos, none of them have made it to the channel for various different reasons. So in this one I've got a couple of things that I'm going to cover. Hopefully I can keep it relatively short and sweet just to keep your guys' attention, because I know that I do rabbit on a bit, you know, got more rabbit than Sainsbury's and all that, right? Anyway, so first of all, topics that I've seen come up in my news feed for this morning, and I just want to say, well done, America, well done. This is over in north of Los Angeles. It would appear that the first ever murder by someone under the influence of cannabis has ever taken place, and they got probation. And wait for it, it's a chick, a 32-year-old chick, right? And I think if I this is just recollection. I was so pissed off, just in general, just like everything, right? Because I look at things, maybe it's my way of looking at things that other people can't follow the thing, right? The thing that I'm following, right? And that is this. Now, it's always been said, generally speaking, medical field as well, and it is obviously subjective to individuals. I've kind of got to keep that in mind, but generally speaking, cannabis doesn't have that effect on people. It's not like alcohol where it can fuel people to fight, right? It can pull out another side of them, as it were. And I'm just sort of thinking back, and I think a lot of my my comparison here goes back to the 90s and 2000s, right? In whereas countries like Holland, or to be a bit more precise, Amsterdam, at least back then, the most common crime that they had, the highest in number crime, was bicycle theft. There are a lot of bicycles in Amsterdam, right? There are also a lot of coffee shops, right? And whether it's people, you know, getting a bit battered and then cycling, picking up the wrong bike on their way out of the coffee shop, or maybe they just felt like taking a bike, right, because they're battered, and it's just sort of like, oh well, they don't mean no harm to the other person. I'm not justifying doing this, by the way. I'm just saying it's possibly their mentality, or maybe they don't actually give a shit. Maybe they just like, actually, fuck it, I'm going to take that, bollocks, fuck the owner, fuck them. It's not my problem. I'm here now. I want that, and that's what I'm going to do, right? Maybe that's their mentality in some cases. But my point being is, this chick got probation for murdering. It was Chad, a guy called Chad. I can't remember his surname. His first name was definitely Chad. She killed Chad. I think she killed the dog as well. And then officers turned up and tased her several times, and she was like trying to like hack away at her own neck with the bread knife that she'd used to delete Chad and the dog with. Cops came in, tasered her, and then eventually she stopped after they'd beat her with the baton. Mate, that was not, sorry, I've never seen anyone under the influence of cannabis behave like that. That was not that. That was not that. And this kicks on another problem, right? Because it's been done in America, and you know, obviously they've got a good defense attorney for her. I mean, come on, probation for murder, like really, probation, fucking probation. I bet if it was a guy, it wouldn't have been probation. I'm just saying. This is what aggs me about like this, because the stupid always tends to start with the American justice system somewhere along the line. It always has been a thing, unfortunately, you know. But to see, because this could potentially now open up the doorway for a load of convicted murderers that are genuinely bad people, right? Their air quotes excuse for committing heinous atrocities is going to be, oh well, I was under the influence. That should get out of jail free card, isn't it? Oh, I was under the influence, yeah. Well, if you let her off with probation, why am I, you know what I mean? Why is anyone else serving lifetime or anything like that? Right, why? When, you know, she got probation. It's having a fucking laugh, man. She just took someone's life, ruined that person's life and their family's life, I tell you what, it's that thing, and I'm gonna say it, like, responsibility is literally fucking kryptonite to him, isn't it? It really is. Now, I would personally argue, and I don't know anything about the individual, the defendant or whatever, yeah, right, the accused, the rightly accused and wrongly sentenced, in my opinion, but whatever, you know. Maybe there were other underlying issues going on, you know, which we don't know about, but at the end of the day, to, you know, yes, it can, mate, you know, it can cause people to have psychotic episodes and stuff like that. It also sort of bugs me that, you know, I didn't read the full story, admittedly, but I don't think there was a struggle when the incident happened, when Chad got deleted by this woman. Yeah, it is just like something else. But anyway, that's you know, I'm 6 minutes about. I don't know why myself up with that. I actually wanted to talk about something else, but it cropped up in my news feed. It's just sort of like, fucking really? Oh, I was under. I smoked a joint and decided to stab Chad 100 times or something stupid and kill the dog. And now that I realise what I've done, I'm gonna hack at my own neck with the same bread knife, and you know, get the fuck out of here with that shit, man. Absolutely fucking not. Nah. No. Anyway, what I did want to talk about, because I generally talk about relationships on the channel and this sort of a thing, and, you know, interactions with others. So this is more to do with red pill, MGTOW and that sort of a thing. Now, generally, I don't know about anyone else, but as a guy in the 21st century, and dating being what it is, and all of that, a lot of the time I'm just waiting for slow coach and his extra loud exhaust to go past. You know, I know loud pipe saves lives and everything, but it's like, come on, you still. I wonder if it's that same chump. Please don't be one of my mates. Please don't be one of my mates. Please don't be one of my mates. Please don't stop outside my house. I swear down, if it's one of my mates outside my house, I'm gonna take the piss out of them. I will take the piss out of them, please. I can't even pause the video to go and look. No, they've gone. We're safe. It's not one of my mates. Thank fuck for that. Could you imagine? Yeah, I'll just do the video, take the piss out of you. You're a stupid little exhaust. Get fucking. Don't spend the money on the exhaust. Spend the money on your license and getting a bigger bike. Done. Anyway, so this thing, right, where, you know, I'll speak for myself. So when I'm on the dating app, right, for the most part, because I still use them, like, I'm still looking, kind of, not with much inspiration out there, admittedly, but I am still looking. Just general, like, I'm not looking for anything or anyone in particular. But a lot of the time I'm looking at the distance, whether they have children, what they look like, what they dress like, and all of that. Now, a lot of the time these chicks, you know, they're going to put photos of their best up, right? Obviously, they want to attract the right guy for them, or whatever. So for the most part, it's like the majority of them on dating apps, within a sort of reasonable age range, obviously single mums. So that, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not interested, right? It's like, I'm not going to be waiting in line at the end of the day to come and get my pats on my head to tell me what a good boy I am. You know, once the kids and everything else has been dealt with, I'm not about that, right? I've been there, I've done it too many times. It's just like, no, right? So that rules that one out. And every now and then, when you're socialising with mates or whatever, or you're there with a bunch of friends or something, someone will crack up with, you see, what you need to get laid, you need a girlfriend. That will fucking get on my tits, right? And a little while, I think about a week ago or something like that, this exact conversation came about, and I'll try and paraphrase it as best as I can. So there's like three or four of us there chatting, one of the lads, he's crap. He's come up with, oh yeah, you need a girlfriend, you need to get laid. You'll be totally different. You'll be calmer. You'll be more cheery. You'll be this, that, the other. And I just looked at him. I'm like, no, I don't. Honestly, look, I appreciate your concern, but no. A relationship is, a girlfriend is not what I need or want right about now, right? And so he's sort of carried on with the narrative of why I need, right? And then one of my other friends, she chimed in, and bless her, I mean, she's still quite sweet and everything. She was like, oh, I believe there's someone for everyone out there. And again, to that, I was like, no, not for me, man. It ain't for me. I've been through too much, right? And so then they've both carried on with this, and I'm just sort of like, fuck's all right, now you're starting to piss me off, right? And anyway, I says to the chick, I said, right, I said, look, I said, it's simple as this. I said, right, if you're in a relationship, right, and the person you're with stops doing the thing that makes you happy, right, do you stay in that relationship? And she's looked at me, and I'm like, well, do you stay, or are you going to go and find someone that does make you happy? And she sort of looked at me a bit confused, and I'm like, right, okay. I says, for example, say your boyfriend stops doing what he's doing that makes you happy, right? Are you then going to go and, are you going to stay in that relationship even though, your, air quotes, happiness, whatever that may be, isn't being met? Or are you going to, potentially break up the relationship and seek that happiness elsewhere? Maybe with someone else or maybe without, right? And she's like, oh, well, yeah, I'm like, right, well, I says, whatever it is that I do in relationships at the beginning, right, if it is a me thing, whatever it is I do, maybe I stop doing, right? Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it's what exes or whatever, or people that I've been dating, whatever it was they were doing at the beginning stages, maybe they stopped doing that, right? And so for whatever reason, either or both of us decide that going our separate ways to find someone that is perhaps a bit more compatible with us is the best way forward. So of course, while I'm doing all this, I've still got matey going on, ranting about why I need a girlfriend, right? And I felt sort of like a bit bad at the time when I was talking to the chick, because I thought about it afterwards, and it's sort of like, I'm not questioning the strength of her relationship, genuinely not. I was just literally putting out an example there of what my experience has been. And I said this as well. I said, this has been my experience. I said, so by me not having a girlfriend, I'm simply preventing myself, setting myself up for failure later on down the line. Simple as that, right? That's all I'm doing. It's like, I don't get myself all involved in the emotions. I don't do the whole, dating game and, going out for meals and meeting up places and spending time and money on someone that eventually might change their mind, and where's that going to leave me? Especially if you've got if you like someone enough and you're really sort of thinking, oh, well, maybe this is it, maybe this is the girl for me. And then, not only do you build your hopes up and, you start living in a bit of a fantasy land because you're wanting to see it from one perspective, whereas they may not be as committed or maybe not even as into you as what you are them, or I was them, or whichever way around, right? And so to avoid all that disappointment, I don't get involved. It's not brilliant, admittedly, because like I said before, I do like the idea of having a relationship, but the truth be told, the cons outweigh the pros. There's more, because it's that thing of starting over again each time. It's like, because you've got, regardless of whether, and I've had this from both sides. I've had it when girlfriends or chicks that I was dating didn't want to see me anymore for whatever reason, and then you've got your own emotions to deal with then, and going through all of that again, like what, the whys, the what ifs and the wherefores, and could I have done anything different? And at the same time, it's like, you can't really go and ask these questions sometimes, because it's like, well, you don't want to talk to them anyway. It's like, well, do you know what I mean? If you've been putting in effort and showing care and affection and everything else like you're supposed to, and it's still not enough for them, then there's nothing that needs to be said anyway. So this sort of like carried on for about 5 minutes, and then in the end this guy was like, yeah, but you just need a girlfriend. I'm like, right. I said, let me fucking tell you something right now, right? I said, it's me having girlfriends, right? Me getting laid that has gotten me to where I'm at now. That's just it. It's, you know, you could argue, well, my choice in partners, right? Or in some cases you could argue that it's their choice in partners, right? Them choosing me. In some cases they knew they weren't going to be compatible, right? And I also knew it as well, but it's sort of like, well, maybe opposites attract. It's like, no, they fucking don't. They fucking don't. So, sometimes they really don't, you know. That's not to say you can't have a laugh with these people. I'm just saying when it comes to like, if you to become a bit more, I suppose, maybe intimate or romantic with them, it just doesn't. It's not always a thing, you know. And again, this could also have to do with the mindset of a lot of modern women, you know, the mindsets that they have. So yeah, the long sort of tall and short of it is relationships and girlfriends has been the one common denominator of me being where I'm at today. You know, like, yeah, I like the idea of a relationship. Yeah, a girlfriend would be nice, but then it's like, I don't want to be a performing monkey for the sake of being disappointed 3, 6, 12, 2 years down the line, whatever. You know, I was going to say 3, 6 months or 12 months or a couple of years down the line, like has tended to be the case. And for what? For disappointment? No, it's like you get to a point, it's just sort of like, I'm done with the disappointment. Like, the the whole process just isn't that attractive to me anymore. You know, it doesn't seem worth the effort, I suppose. And that's, you know, I get it. That is a bad way of looking at it. If you're kind of looking for a relationship, at the same time, you know, you could argue, oh, that's real pessimistic, and it's like, well, it's no realist. It's actually realistic. You know, when you're bearing in mind that as a guy, you're competing with every other single guy that's on that fucking dating app, right? And there are guys that are going to be earning 6 figures. There are guys that are going to be over 6 foot. There are guys that are going to be regularly hitting the gym. There are guys that are going to have a better lifestyle than, say, someone like myself, right? They can afford more trips all around the world, this, that, and the other. They're willing to fly these chicks out left, right, and centre. These will be the same chicks that claim to be strong and independent, and they're getting their plane tickets bought by a man. Albeit he's got the money for it, but it's not the fucking point, is it? You know, they should be like, no, I'll pay for my own ticket. But whatever, that's just a little by the by, right? But this is just it. So, you know, on the grand scheme of things, when it comes down to that, it's like relationships don't. It's not. Like I say, it would be nice, but you know, realistically, I think it's. I don't think there's that many decent options for men anymore. I think that's close to the truth. I'm not saying, I'm not going under the assumption that, oh yeah, all men are just good guys and innocent and have never done no wrong. Of course, you know, I mean, there is always the exception, but they're not the ones I'm referring to. Ironically, a lot of chicks seem to choose these kind of guys and then complain that all they got is fucking bad shit going on in their life. And it's like, well, as the saying goes, how many of the good guys have you rejected? Anyway, whatever, kind of is what it is. But yeah, girlfriends and relationships have gotten me to where I'm at now. It's just sort of like, you know, for these other people that, you know, they're in relationships, and it's like, yeah, well, I'm glad shit has worked out for you, but I don't have the same story to write. I've got a different perspective, right? And that's just the way that it is. Like, you know, it's like, I know I'm hard work, right? When it comes to, I'm fucking hard. When it comes to relationships, trust me, ask my friends, I'm fucking hard work. Not necessarily in a bad way, but yeah, it's just sort of like, I see it as, who would want to put in hard work to be with someone like me, when it would be much easier to choose someone that earns 3 figures and hits, you know, ticks all the other boxes that applies to them. Oh, so they didn't treat them right. Well, you wanted that fucking lifestyle, right? You wanted the easy lifestyle with Chad Gigaslong. You know, not the Chad that I was talking about previously, that is no longer with us. You know, not him. But you know what I mean? And so this is where I'm at. Anyway, look, 20 minutes, I'm gonna wrap this one up. So yeah, real cheerful video. I hope it was entertaining, at least for 2024 first video. So till the next one, stay cool, stay free, and peace out.